Hey friends, my name's Sophie and welcome to your practice. If you've been here before, thanks for returning. And if this is your first time practicing with me, I'm so glad you're here. We are going to do a creative, fun, and functional flow today. It's full body focused, so it's going to feel really good and stretchy and strong. I have a strap here with a small loop in it. If you happen to have a strap, feel free to grab one, put a little loop in it for a pose that we're doing towards the end. We're going to be making our way into King Pigeon. However, as some of you might know, that you can easily do this pose without the strap in different ways. So you definitely don't need this, but I thought I'd just offer it just as a fun way to get into a deep pose. So if you don't have one, don't worry about it. If you do have one, grab a strap and put a loop in it. And then make your way into tabletop. Check in with the hands, spread your fingers, knit your ribs in and press into the ground and take a deep breath in and a breath out. Let's invite in an ujjayi breath, in through the nose and out of the nose. Audible exhale. Let's turn the hands around so the fingers face your knees and see if you can maintain ujjayi breath. You can always skip this and keep your hands facing forward and do all the same stuff if it feels like too much. We'll drop the belly and lift the chest for cow, shoulders back, and exhale, round your spine for cat. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, cow. Exhale, round for cat. Do one more round. Make your way back into a neutral spine. Slowly turn the hands back around so that the fingers face forward. And keeping your knees at the distance where they are now, sit back into child's pose. So the knees are not super wide for this child's pose right now. If you can, put your forehead down. Maybe it doesn't reach the ground, and that's okay too. Breathe into the back of your heart. As we move through practice today, we're going to be thinking about the terms stira and sukha. So from the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, stira sukha asana means a pose that has both effort and ease within it. And that is what we're aiming towards in our practice always. So as we rise up, we're going to rise up through table and then around the spine for cat. Now drop the belly and lift the chest for cow. Shift your weight forward and lower down for knees, chest, chin. The tailbone scoops to the sky, the elbows hug in. Slide all the way down onto your belly and lift up for cobra pose as high as you want. Shoulders back and down away from the ears. Lower back down to the ground. Tuck your toes and press up into table and then round your spine for cat and go back into your original child's pose. Then inhale, rise back up, round your spine like cat. Drop the belly, lift your chest for cow. Lower down, knees, chest, chin. Lower all the way to the ground and lift up for cobra. Back down, press up to table, round into cat. Shift back into child's pose. Let's move through one more. Rise up, cat pose. Inhale, cow. Knees, chest, chin. Cobra pose. Lower back down. Press up to table and round the spine for cat. And go back into child's. Now take your knees wide. Feet together. Knees as wide as the mat. Flip the palms up. So the palms are facing up to the sky and the backs of the hands are on the ground. Press the hands down actively. Hug your triceps towards the midline. And notice how you might feel this more in your upper back. So we're finding that balanced sense of stira and sukha, of effort and ease, strength and softening. And then rise back up into table. Tuck your toes, lift your knees and hips for down dog. And start to just pedal it out, or whatever feels good for you. I like to sometimes shake out the head and release the neck. Find stillness here. Maintain your ujjayi breath. Focus so we can invite in balance. And take 8 steps to bring your feet to your hands. And once you get to the front of the mat, take ragdoll, grab your elbows, rock side to side. Release your hands down to the earth. Feet hip distance, lift up halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, stand, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Arms right down by your sides. We're going to move through a couple sun salutations to get our bodies warmed up dynamically before we move into some other things. So we'll stand tall, even out the body, spread the toes, and reach the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Lift up halfway. Inhale. Exhale, simply step back into plank. Lower down halfway for chaturanga. Elbows go back into 90-degree bend. Hold. We're holding, we're holding, we're holding. Upward facing dog. Flip on the tops of the feet or cobra. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sometimes it's nice to just really arrive into the simplicity of a sun salutation A. So let's do it again. Look forward and step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand and reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Arms down by your sides. Again, reach up, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step back into plank. Pause. Lower down halfway, and we're holding for 3, 2, on 1, upward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Here we are. Let's go again to the front of the mat. Look forward, and we'll step or hop to the front. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. This time, stay here. Grab onto the backs of your ankles and fold a little deeper as you shift your weight into your toes. On inhale, stand up, reach up. Hands to heart. Arms down by your sides. Chair pose now. Bend the knees, sweep the arms up. We'll move through one sun B. And if you don't know what that means, that's okay, because I'm guiding you through it. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or hop back to chaturanga, or just to plank. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Feet together and lift your right leg up to the sky. I want it nice and straight and strong. Pause. And take an inhale. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. And rise up to high lunge. So not warrior one, we'll just do high lunge. Your back heel is lifted. Inhale. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Step back to a one-legged plank so your right leg stays lifted. And then reach your left arm forward and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Feet together. Left leg goes high to the sky. We just pause for a moment. Inhale. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. And rise up to high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, hands down to the ground. One-legged plank. Left leg goes back. Right arm reaches forward if you want for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank. Down dog. Breathe. Look forward. Step or hop to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Maybe you grab the backs of your ankles again. Take a couple breaths. Maybe the elbows go behind the knees. Release your hands and stand all the way up and reach up. This time, cactus your arms, back bend, take a slight bend of the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Good, halfway lift, pause. Bring your feet wider, like as wide as your mat. And then step your left foot all the way back into a lizard lunge. So your right leg is on the right side of the mat. Plant the hands and shift forwards and backwards. So you can feel the weight rolling onto the tips of the toes and then onto the ball of the foot, of the back foot. And now we'll set the back knee down on the ground and reach the right arm up. Inhale. Exhale, put the right hand down and lift your back knee. Exhale, put your left knee down. Reach the right arm up. Exhale, right hand down. Lift the back knee. One more time, knee down. Arm up. Now keep your knee down. Put your hand back down onto the ground and put your forearms down or forearms on blocks, or just keep your hands on the ground to untuck your back toes. And you might roll onto the outer edge of your right foot a little bit more. And we find that sense of effort and firmness by pushing down into the back foot. And that engages the whole back leg. And then there's a softness, a mental softness more than anything. Now rise back up onto your hands and slide your right foot over to the left for pigeon pose. Slide your foot all the way over, plant your hands down flat on the earth, tuck your back toes and lift your back knee, and bring your right knee into your right shoulder or right armpit, and lower the knee down towards the wrist, and then up to the armpit, and down to the wrist, and up to the armpit, and lower it all the way down and set the leg down. Untuck your back toes and put your forearms down. Bring your palms together and relax your head just like we did in lizard. Try to even your weight to the center so that you're not rolling onto the right side. Then come back up onto your hands. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, step back to three-legged dog. So take it all the way back and up. And then bend your knee and open your hip and come up onto your right fingertips. Now set your right toes slowly onto the ground behind you for a wild thing if you want. You're doing it extra slow. So first you're rolling onto the outer edge of your left foot, your right arm comes up. Maybe you're balancing in midair and then the right toes go behind you. Put your right hand behind your head, the fingertips behind the head. Open your heart to the sky. And then reach your right arm back up. Come back around to three-legged dog. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, step your foot between your hands for low lunge. Put your back knee down onto the ground and breathe. Open up your heart. Keep your back toes tucked. Inhale. On exhale, lift your back knee, straighten your right leg, and if you want, lift the bottom of the foot so the toes come up. You're just on your heel. And on your next inhale, shift forward into low lunge. Put your back knee down and open your heart just where we started. Exhale, shift it back, straighten both legs. And again, inhale, go forward, back knee down, heart opens. Exhale, straighten both legs, lift the bottom of the foot, stay here. See if you can lengthen your heart forward and the crown of your head forward as you pin your right hip back. Maybe you fold a little more over your right shin. And shift back into low lunge. Step to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Slide your feet apart from each other. And we'll step the right foot all the way back into lizard. Plant your hands and shift forwards and backwards. Reconnect with your breath. Ujjayi, to keep us focused and balanced. Now put the back knee down and reach your left arm up. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, left hand down. Right knee lifts. Put the right knee down, twist open to the left. Put your left hand down, lift your right knee. One more time. Knee down, lift the left arm up. Left hand down, keep your knee down onto the ground. Good. And then untuck the toes and put your forearms down if you want. Push down into the top of your right foot and maybe roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. Rise back up onto your hands. Slide your left foot over to the right side for pigeon. Take your time getting into alignment. You might have to readjust a little bit. Wiggle into it. Plant your hands. Tuck your right toes. Keep your left foot down, but just bring the knee up into the armpit. And you're rounding your upper back. So it's really good core work here. And then lower it down. And then again, lift it up. Lower everything down. One more time. Lift and lower. And then untuck your back toes and put your forearms on the ground and relax your head. Rise back up onto your hands. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Three-legged dog. Lift the left leg all the way up and back. Inhale. Bend your knee, open your hip, exhale. Rise up onto your left fingertips. You might stay here. If you want to flip your dog, you're doing it in extra slow motion. You're rolling onto the outer edge of your right foot. You're lifting your left hand. Your left foot is slow motion going to the ground. Left hand, left fingertips really behind the head as you open your heart to the sky. Lift your hips. Lift your left arm up. Bring it back around to three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Low lunge. Put your back knee down. Shine the heart forward, which basically means you draw the shoulders back a little bit. Inhale. Exhale, straighten both legs and lift the bottom of the left foot. Inhale, shift forward into a bent knee. Right knee down, open the heart. Exhale, shift it back. Both legs are straight. Inhale, lunge forward. Exhale, bring it back. We'll stay here for a couple breaths. One more. Shift into low lunge and step to the front of the mat and lift up halfway and fold. Stand, reach your arms up, inhale. Cactus, exhale, back bend. Inhale, extend the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. On exhale, step or hop back to chaturanga and then hold your chaturanga. Come back up to plank. Again, lower down halfway. Rise back up to plank. Lower down halfway. Up dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. All right, let's reset here in down dog before we get moving a little bit more. Take a full breath in. And breath out. All right, let's keep going. Feet together. Lift your right leg up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, step your foot between your hands for low lunge. Now set your back knee down and slide your right hand out to the right, just your fingertips on the ground, and take your left arm up and over to the right. If it feels too deep, you can rise up more and not have your hand on the ground, or if you have a block, you can put your block there. Spread your toes on your right foot. So get a nice deep side bend. You're kind of anchoring the right hip back and squeezing the hips towards each other. Now release your hands back down to the ground. Lift your back knee and walk your hands over to the left side of the mat. Legs are wide for a wide-legged fold, but then lift up halfway and bend your left knee into a side lunge. Your hands could go over to the left a little bit. Switch to the right, bend your right knee into a side lunge. And we're going to go to the left again. Get really low for Skandasana. Right toes point up if you can. Maybe your hands to your heart. And switch sides, maybe no hands. Right side, Skandasana. Left toes point up. Heart opens. Wide-legged fold, so come back to center, both legs straighten, lengthen the spine, and fold down. However, any variation you want to take here is fine. I'm walking my hands back behind me if you want to take that variation. Press into the outer edges of the feet and lift your tailbone high. You're really tilting forward with your pelvis. And then put your hands under your shoulders and lift up halfway. Place your hands on your hips, bend your knees a little bit, and slowly stand up. Warrior two, facing the front of the mat. Then take your arms out wide. Reach your arms apart, gaze over your right fingertips. Can you draw the tailbone down just a little bit? Flip your right palm, reverse warrior. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to low lunge and come into standing splits by lifting the left leg up to the sky. Bring your left knee next to your right knee for flamingo. Then look forward, come into a pistol squat by extending the left leg all the way forward and sitting low. Do the best you can if it looks messy. If it is messy, that's okay. Maybe hands to heart, a little extra challenge. Can you lift that left leg a little higher, sit a little taller? And we're going to make our way to low lunge. So you're going to stand back through standing splits and then to low lunge. Do the best you can, hands onto the ground, left leg all the way back. Left leg all the way back. Woo! Then put your left knee down onto the ground and bring it up a little bit closer to the front of the mat than you normally would. And take your right leg straight back behind you for one-legged table. Right leg goes straight back and you're ending up in basically bird dog. Now reach the left arm forward for full bird dog. Right leg back, left arm forward, knit the ribs in. Bend your right knee, reach your left arm around, grab onto the foot from the inside and kick up. If you want to today, you can turn open to the left. Re-extend the arm and leg. Put your left hand on the ground. Put your right knee behind your left knee, and we're going into Gomukasana. So cow face. So maybe you might scoot to the right a little bit, and we'll sit all the way back between our legs and take the legs out wide. Sit tall. Then take your arms up and bring your right hand to the back of the neck. Take your left arm out to the left and then internally rotate the left arm by having the thumb face down and bring the left arm all the way around. Clasp hands if you can, or just reach your hands towards each other. Once you find that grip or whatever version of this you're taking, slow down the breath. It's such a beautiful pose and a super focused pose. Find that sense of ease. Even though the pose is not very easy, a calm in the midst of chaos. Slowly unwind your arms. Bring your hands back in front of you so you're shifting forward, and then we'll just unwind the legs. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, down dog. Lift your left leg up. Inhale. Exhale, step your foot between your hands and put your back knee down and slide your left hand over to the left and reach your right arm up and over to the left. Remember to modify as needed. Try to squeeze the hips towards each other and move your left shoulder down away from your ear. On your exhale, release your hands back down to the ground. Lift your back knee, walk your hands over to the right side, and lengthen your spine. And bend your right knee into side lunge. Take your arms out wide to a T shape. Then bring your fingertips down, switch sides, bend your left knee into side lunge, and take your arms out wide. Bring your fingertips down, bend back into the right knee, this time Skandasana, get low. Hands to heart. Spine is long. Switch sides, maybe no hands. Stay low and switch. And then we'll come to center for a wide-legged fold. Hands down. Prasarita Padottanasana. Lengthen your spine and fold. Lift up halfway now. Plant your left hand down. Put your right hand on your sacrum, so like on your lower back. And turn open to the right. Right shoulder goes back. Keep turning, turning, turning. And put your right hand down. And we'll switch. Left hand goes behind your back, lower back, turn open to the left. Turn, turn, turn. And put your left hand back down to the ground. Put your hands onto your hips, slowly stand all the way up. We're going to take warrior two facing the front of the mat. Bend your left knee, reach your arms out wide. Soften the shoulders. Gaze over your left fingertips. Flip your left palm, reverse warrior. So we reach it back. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel down to low lunge. Pause here. And then come to standing splits. Lift your right leg up. Bring your right knee next to your left knee for flamingo. Start to look forward. Pistol squat. Take your right leg all the way out in front of you. Hands to heart. If you can. You might want to have your hands on the ground. Can you get your right leg a little higher? That's hip flexors. Then we're going to take it back to low lunge. So see if you can kind of stand up a little bit. Maybe no hands. Right leg all the way back. Fingertips on the ground. Now put your right knee down onto the ground, but a little bit closer to the front of the mat. And take your left leg straight back behind you. Reach your right arm forward. Get long by knitting the ribs in, drawing the tailbone towards the back of the mat. Then bend your left knee, reach your right arm around, grab onto the foot and kick up. Option to turn to the right for today. And slowly re-extend everything. And then put your right hand down. Keep your left leg lifted. Cross it behind the right knee for Gomukasana. Maybe realign yourself to the center of the mat and sit back into the space between your legs. And you'll want to take your legs out wide. We'll take the arms up once you feel settled. And bend your left elbow so your left hand comes behind the head. Take your right arm out wide. Internally rotate your right arm so the thumb faces down. Take your right arm all the way around. Reach. Can you clasp your hands or not? You can grab onto your shirt. Don't force anything. It's better to keep the body safe. Notice if you're leaning one side to one side or the other. And then is your arm like pushing your head forward? Just notice these things. Readjust. And slowly unwind. Bring your arms out in front of you. And come all the way forward as you shift forward. And just simply unwind the legs. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in and breath out. At this point, we'll want to take if you have your strap, bring it towards like the center side of your mat so that it's easy to grab. And we'll lift the right leg to the sky and step the right foot between the hands for low lunge. Put your hands onto your right knee, so like right thigh, as you come upright. If we want to make sure your right leg isn't too far forward. Your lunge should be a little closer in your right heel, maybe a little bit behind the right knee, a little. Then bend your left knee. Reach your left arm around and grab onto the inside of the foot. And reach your right arm up. Pull the left leg towards you as much as you can. You might even, if you have enough flexibility, you can have the whole palm of the hand on the top of the foot. And you'll turn your hand around, so to the left, and then all the way around to face the front. And 99% of people will be confused by that, so don't worry if that made no sense. Just do your thing. Slowly make your way back down, hands down to the ground. And we're going to slide the right foot over to the left for pigeon, the same fashion we did it earlier today, just a couple minutes ago, because this is not that long of a class. Okay, so we're in pigeon. If you have your strap, you're going to take the loop you made and put it around the ball or around the foot, the left foot, with the left hand. Now, if you don't have a strap, you can simply bend your knee and grab onto your foot. How about that? So, plenty of options. If you are going into your King Pigeon, you're going to take the left arm around so the elbow's pointing to the sky, and the right arm is going to come around as well and grab onto the strap. And if you don't have the strap, you're holding onto the left foot with the left hand, and you can stay there or explore any other expressions of the pose that you want. You're going to walk the hands maybe just an inch or two down the strap. You don't want to force this. And you are using the strength of your left quads, which is your thigh muscles, to push your foot more towards your head. And take a little back bend and your elbows point forward. King Pigeon. When you're ready, don't slingshot. Slowly release down. Move your strap to the side. And step your way back to down dog. Now we'll lift the left leg up and step the foot between the hands. Put your back knee down on the ground. Put your hands onto your left thigh as you come upright. Bend the back knee, reach your right arm around and grab onto your foot. And pull the foot in towards you. And you might turn your hand to face the right and then all the way around, or you might just be holding your foot. And reach your left arm up. And be proud of yourself for wherever you are in this journey, in this practice. One more breath. Slowly release. Hands down. And slide your left foot over to the right, setting up for pigeon again. And you're grabbing your strap. And hey, if you want to do sleeping pigeon instead, put your arms down, that's fine too. But if you're doing King Pigeon, I'll guide that. You put the strap around your foot, and then you want to kind of bring your arm around so the elbow's pointing up, and your left hand grabs onto your strap. I meant to have us do dolphin in this practice before this, but I forgot. But if you think about dolphin pose, your elbows point forward, like your elbows aren't splayed out wide, right? Everything is forward. It's very similar to if you were doing a full dancer as well. So go to where you feel okay. You don't want to push this. Some of you might even be able to grab onto your foot, but you want to really listen to your body. For me, that doesn't feel too good on my back. And take 2 more breaths. And start to slowly make your way up. Feels so good. And throw your strap somewhere just like I did and step back to down dog. We'll make our way to a seat, however you'd like to get there. And we'll take the legs straight out in front of us. We'll shake it out. That was a very bendy and strong practice. So great work. But we're not done yet. We'll start to cool it down a little more. So bend your knees. As soon as you bend your knees, the pelvis can tilt forward. It creates some slack in the hamstrings to allow us to do that. We flex the feet, bring the feet together. Reach forward and grab onto the outer edges of your feet. Then re-lengthen your spine and fold over your legs. And then once you're there, if you want to straighten the legs all the way out, you can. Hug the elbows in close towards your shins. Fold in half, go inwards. And slowly rise on up. And make your way down onto your back. And hug the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Set your feet down on the ground. We should be very open from all the stuff we did. So if you feel like you want to go into a wheel, you'll put your hands by your ears and press on up. And if you'd rather do a bridge pose, then again, you can do your thing there. Ready? Make your way there to whatever you choose. When you're ready, make your way down. Windshield wiper your legs. Bring the knees back up into the center, but don't grab, just bring them up. And drop the knees to the right for a twist. Left arm goes up and out to the left. Try to anchor your left shoulder down. Notice if you're tensing the muscles in the front of your neck. And bring the knees back up to center and drop them over to the left. Move your right arm out to the right. Right shoulder softens to the earth. Rise back to center with your knees. Grab the outer edges of your feet for happy baby. Maybe you grab onto your big toes and take a V shape with the legs, getting the back of the pelvis to the ground. You do that by tilting your pelvis forward. And then bring your feet together, interlace your hands around the pinky toe side like a basket and push your knees away from each other. And relax your shoulders down. And then release your legs all the way down for Savasana. Let go. And even right here, when we're not putting in any physical effort, we invite in Sthira and Sukha, where we have some effort mentally to stay, to remain here in this moment. But then we have a sense of effortlessness where we let go. and we don't try so hard. And we let things unfold the way they do. And we allow ourselves to be perfectly imperfect the way we are. Let's begin to deepen the breath. And touch your thumb tip to each fingertip. And wiggle the toes. And reach the arms overhead. Take a full body stretch. And roll over to one side. Press up to a seat. And let's take a deep breath in together. All the way in. Fill. And let it all go. Hands to your heart center. Thank you so much for practicing today. Let's bow in gratitude together for this beautiful practice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please let me know in the comments below what you thought of this class, and if not, or in addition to that, like the video and subscribe so that we can continue practicing together. Otherwise, I will see you in the next class. Bye.